Hello everyone, this is Shawn Stewart of 586 Sports. In this video, I will go over day one of the NCAA Basketball March Madness round one of 64. So before I begin, if you are new to this channel, make sure that you not only hit the like button, but also click the subscribe button on YouTube, or if you are watching this on Rumble, click the follow button for upcoming videos. Now, before I begin, I want to remind you that this video is being brought to you from our good friends at Splash Sports. Splash Sports is the leading sports gaming platform for peer-to-peer contests. Play against your friends, not the house. Splash Sports is a platform for real money gaming that allows friends and groups to play in skill-based activities and modernize the sports pool industry. New Splash Sports customers can sign up by clicking the link below in the description box. Code is already in the link. So there will be a link to my NCAA Basketball March Madness Pick'em contest. So if you are new to Splash Sports customer, and you enter my contest, you will get your free $10. Now, if you refer to a friend to my contest, both of you will receive $10. So this video will be day one of the Pick'em, and then tomorrow I'll do day two. So you're gonna have Thursday and Friday. That's the video I'm going to do, because Tuesday and Wednesdays, those are first four. Just letting you know about that. And also remind you that you have until March 20th at 12:15 p.m. Eastern Time to make your pick'em. So with the pick'em, it's not like you're doing your typical March Madness bracket where you'd be like, if it was one mistake, your bracket has been busted. So it's not like that. So you just pick a team that you think that's going to win. All right. And I'll show you what the contest looks like, by the way. I'm going to show you what it looks like. Boop, 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 boop. Oh, we got it. It's in the tab. All right. So I'll show you. Loading up. And this is what it looks like. Oh, nope, wrong button. So that's what it looks like. So that's what it looks like. And it tells you in the top 25 winners will receive a prize. And you can enter up to three so you have like the three entries. Those are separate. And you can see the entry deadline. So March 20th at 12:15 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So there will be a link in the box description below. So it's been a while since I've been doing a recording, because I had a scratchy throat. So that's why you haven't been seeing me doing any recording. So now I'm back to never, drinking some water, of course. So let us get into the history of upsets in March Madness. So only two number one seeds have lost to a number 16 seed since the men's tournament expanded to 64 teams back in 1985. Both upsets have happened in the last 7 years. 16 seed UMBC beat number one overall seed Virginia back in 2018 in what then stood alone as the biggest seeding upset in tournament history. Then Farlight Dickerson overheaded Zach Edey and Purdue in 2023. Only 11 number two seeds have ever lost to a number 15 seed in the men's first round, with Princeton stunning Arizona back in 2023 as the latest example. Princeton went on to beat Missouri in the second round that year to advance to the Sweet 16, where they lost to Creighton. In 2022, St. Peter's beat number two seeded Kentucky, then advanced all the way to the Elite Eight, meaning that if you picked the Peacocks, you had a 7-point edge over most of the bracket field that picked them to lose in the first round. St. Peter's was the lowest seed to ever win 3 games in NCAA men's tournament play. So that's your history of March Madness. Now, the question you may want to ask yourself, where to look for upsets. Now, when you look for early upsets, common sense comes into play. Games with teams more closely seeded produce more upsets. So, according to the NCAA, 11-6 upsets are most common, even more than 10-7s, but just barely from there. The commonly of upsets corresponded with the gap in seeding from 12-5 and so on, all the way to exclusive 16-1 upset. So this doesn't consider 8-9 matchups which are as close to pick'ems as it gets. So you want to go with your gut in those games. So in the total 61 games, number 11 seeds have recorded men's first round upsets, which works out to a roughly 39.1 rate. Number 10 seeds are far behind, with 60 total first round wins. Number 12 seeds have produced 55 first round winners. Number 13 seeds, 33, and number 4 seeds, 23. So upsets in 12-5 matchups are popular picks each year. Those who went heavy on 12 seeds back last year were rewarded with a 50% win rate, with number 12 seed winners Grand Canyon over St. Mary's and James Madison over Wisconsin in 4 first round games. So looking deeper, number 2 seeds lose in the second round to either a number 7 or 10 seed 1.2 times per tournament. So it's not a bad idea to have at least number 1, number 2 seed fall off of the Sweet 16. And also, I want to remind you that I recommend you having multi-entry, so that way you don't have to second guess yourself. Okay? So, like I said, so this video is going to be day 1 round of 64 picks. All right? So I got them, and I also got them in the point spread format and the time of the game. So let us start with the first one. We have 9th ranked Creighton and 8th ranked Louisville. So Creighton is making their 10th appearance in 14 seasons. Creighton's tournament resume has been impressive with Sweet 16 appearances in 3 of the last 4 seasons. Louisville high volume 3-point attack, that is 48% of the shots come from deep, will test Creighton's perimeter defense. Creighton, meanwhile, will look to exploit their nation-leading 2-point shooting percentage against the Cardinals' stout interior defense. Creighton's ability to take care of the ball could be crucial, as one of the worst teams in turnover percentage. So they'll need to limit mistakes against a Louisville team that has been clutch in close games, going 7-1 in contests decided by 6 or fewer points. So Louisville's strong ACC performance and Creighton's tough non-conference schedule have prepared them well for this moment. So the winner will likely face a test against potential second-round opponent Auburn, but both have the tools to potentially pull an upset. So it could come down to which team could overcome their weaknesses. Louisville improved 3-point shooting hold up on the big stage. So can Creighton find their touch from beyond the arc and the free throw line? So I have the Louisville Cardinal in that matchup between those two. Next one we have is 13th ranked High Point will face against Purdue. That is a 12:40 game as you see right now. So last year, Purdue reached to the NCAA championship game, losing to UConn. In 2023, the Boilers were the number 1 seed and lost to 16 seed Fairleigh Dickinson. So the question will be, what version of Matt Painter's Boilermakers will show up? So Purdue is entering this year's tournament without Zach Edey. That will change their approach. Purdue drives on elite shooting, ranking them in the top 10 nationally from beyond the arc and top 40 inside it. So they move the ball well, limit turnovers, and have a strong non-conference resume with wins over Alabama and Ole Miss. So without Edey's presence, Purdue has plummeted to one of the worst teams in the country in 2-point defense, ranking in the 340s nationally. Yikes. They do defend the perimeter well, but if teams can get inside, they can exploit the Boilermakers. So that will make Purdue one of the most high variance teams in the field, capable of outscoring opponents in shootouts, but vulnerable if they can't get stops. So this is High Point's first NCAA tournament appearance as a Division I program. So it is an intriguing Cinderella candidate. So the Panthers dominated the Big South and boast one of the most efficient offenses in the country, ranking the top 20 in 2-pointers, top 50 in 3-pointers, top 50, and excelling at taking care of the ball and rebounding. So the key of the game is whether High Point can exploit Purdue's weak interior defense, or if forced outside, whether they can knock down enough 3-pointers to keep up. Purdue is vulnerable, but their high-power offense gives them a significant edge. So High Point does shoot at an elite level, The Boilers should move on, so I have the Boilermakers. Next one we have is 14th ranked Montana against third ranked Wisconsin. So the Badgers are back in the NCAA tournament for the 28th time as they look for a fifth Final Four appearance and the second national title. Led by All-American candidate John Tunji, Wisconsin reached the Big Ten Conference title game, falling to Michigan on Sunday. The Badgers received by games from John Blackwell and Max Kessman as Tunji struggled for the first time in a long time. So Wisconsin is coming off a tremendous season where its gritty play in the Big Ten allowed it to rise through the best its conference has to offer. Montana is the weakest of the 14 seeds according to average power rankings. The Big Sky tournament champs have shown they can fill it up from inside the arc, but doing so against the Badgers will be a tough task. So I have the Wisconsin Badgers to win that game. Next one, we have 16th ranked SIU Edwardsville and top ranked Houston. Houston opened up as a 28.5-point favorite over SIU Edwardsville in the first round of the NCAA tournament. Houston has beat one mid-major by less than 29 points in 5 games, and that was Sun Belt title winner Troy. Now, the Cougars played just 2 high majors this year and got steamrolled in both, losing 90-58 to Illinois and 80-61 to Indiana. Both of those are Big Ten, by the way. Houston's defense pressured 20% turnover rate and dominance on the offensive glass. That's 36 offensive rebound rate. So the question will be will Juwan Roberts suit up here after he missed the Big 12 tournament with a leg injury? Even if Roberts is out, Houston will still dominate with Javier Francis and JoJo Tuckler's hunger for offensive boards. It should not matter. So Houston does have guards that can play. You have Milos Usman next to sharpshooters L.J. Cryer, and Emmanuel Sharp makes this Houston's team the most complete during Kelvin Sampson's tenure. So SIUE prides itself on defense. They hold teams to just 47% shooting from inside the arc and has solid size for a school in the Ohio Valley Conference. That's OVC. The athletic 6'9" Reem Maith is huge for SIUE, but his weary frame will get him in foul trouble. I have the Houston Cougars winning that matchup. Next one we have is 12th ranked McNeese against Clemson. Now, this could be a potential upset. So this is Clemson's highest seed since 2018. It is a very capable McNeese team led by former LSU coach Will Wade. McNeese has lost just 1 game since Christmas, absolutely cruising through the Southland Conference. McNeese lost to Alabama by just 8 points in Tuscaloosa and Mississippi State by just 3 points on semi-natural court. So if anything, that cracks the door even wider for a McNeese upset win, lowering the sample size of the game and letting a hot shooting night take on a outsized effect. So as for SIUE, sorry about that. Let me delete that. So this game could be one of the first round's lowest totals thanks to a slow-paced team. So I got that as an upset. So I got McNeese in that game. Next one we have is 11th ranked VCU and 6th ranked BYU. This could be another potential upset. BYU finished the regular season with a 24-9 record, get to face VCU. Now, BYU have turnover problems. Edgar Demeen typically looks lost against pressure, and VCU thrives on turnovers. VCU guards are tremendous. All 4 of Max Shulga, Zeb Jackson, Philip Russell, and Joel Basmi can overwhelm BYU's less athletic backcourt. So I'm going to pick that upset. I'm going to take VCU over BYU. Next one we have is 9th ranked Georgia against 8th ranked Gonzaga. So Gonzaga does not have the resume like they built in prior years, even with the West Coast Conference playing some of the best collective basketball in years. Yet Gonzaga once again has the talent of a power conference program. Gonzaga played 6 power conference opponents, winning just twice. All 4 losses, however, came by 6 points or fewer in overtime. Georgia had impressive wins over St. John's, Florida, and Kentucky this season. Gonzaga are a top 5 team in avoiding turnovers, while Georgia ranks 291st in that statistic. So if Gonzaga offense, which is both efficient and high powered, gets a significant number of extra possessions, Zags will take advantage of that. I have Gonzaga. Next one we have is 15th ranked Wofford and 2nd ranked Tennessee. So Tennessee is entering the NCAA tournament as the top defensive team in the country. Wofford is one of the slowest teams in the nation by adjusting tempo. And the last thing an opponent should do is let the Volunteers defend in a half court set along all game long. I have Tennessee in that matchup. Then you have 10th ranked Arkansas against Kansas, John Calipari and Bill Self. So Arkansas started SEC play with 5 straight losses, including a bad loss at LSU. After those 5 straight losses, Arkansas won 4 of their last 5 regular season games and working their way from the bubble to safely in the field. John Calipari has said publicly that freshman Boogie Lynn, previously believed to be lost for the season, will be suiting up for the postseason. So let's look at the Kansas Jayhawks now. They were 14-4 with a 6-point lead with less than 20 seconds to play in overtime against Houston in the Big 12 Conference. The Jayhawks blew that lead and the season took a turn, and Kansas just won 1 game against a tournament team since that night in 7 chances to do so. So the Jayhawks are 3-point hesitant and infrequent visitors to the free throw line, relying on paint scoring strictly by momentum and recent results. You'll lean towards the Hawks. In their career, Calipari is 7-3 against Bill Self. Well, I have Arkansas. Another one we have is 13th ranked Yale against 4th ranked Texas A&M. Now, Yale dominated the Ivy League this season, 13-1 regular season record, and 2 victories in Ivy Madness to punch the conference ticket to the big dance. Yale pulls a matchup against a tough opponent from the SEC in the Aggies, yet the Bulldogs will have a puncher's chance. And the Aggies' offense is exclusively dependent on dominating the glass. The Aggies shot the 317th best 3-point percentage nationally this season, adding just 293rd ranked 2-point percentage. The Aggies get their best shots blocked at the highest rate in college basketball, 364th in the country. Yale does a solid job both defending the rim and protecting the glass. Bulldogs rank 22nd nationally in the defensive rebound rate against power conference foes. Yale has mixed results. The Bulldogs allowed Purdue to nab just 5 offensive boards, but surrendered 17 to Minnesota. I'm going to pick Yale. Then you have 11th ranked Drake against Missouri. So if you are a Missouri fan, this is not great for you. This is not the good news. Drake is not only legit, they are 2-0 against power conference competition this year, Vanderbilt and Kansas State. So it's a stark contrast of style, with Drake taking the air out of the ball and playing the slowest tempo in the country, and Mizzou looking to get out, run, and shoot plenty of threes. Drake's mythical attack could befuddle a Tiger squad that has issues getting lost on this end of the floor countless times. Princeton smacked Missouri 2 years ago in the big dance, and Drake could do the same thing. Now, this one in Mizzou's cap is massive athleticism edge outside of Cam Manulu. Drake doesn't have close to the caliber of athletes that permanents throughout Missouri's roster. Mizzou could pound the ball inside, harass the excellent Bennett Stritz as he keys the offense, and outrun the Bulldogs going the other way. So it will take a big game from Mark Mitchell, a competent rotation from Dennis Gates, and a decent shooting day from deep from the Tiger Snipers. Take Drake as I can see that as an upset. So I'll take Drake. All right, next one we have is 10th rank Utah State and number 7 UCLA. So Utah State defends rank outside the top 200 in defensive efficiently since February 1st, and Colorado State schooled them in the Mountain West tournament semifinals. So it's going to be interesting to see how UCLA attacks the various weird zones Gerard Calhoun throws out. Some teams might fall prey to turnovers when the Aggies get some pressure on the ball, but UCLA rarely turns it over. UCLA will likely feed their efficient scoring forwards, Tyler Blau, Eric Daly Jr., as well as 7'3" Mahmoud Ade-Mara. So Utah State allows teams to shoot over 56% from inside the arc, which should allow the Bruins to feast at the hoop. So that's only saving grace for Utah State is shooting. The Aggies need strong performance from Mason Falsley and Ian Martinez, and guards Drake Allen and Deaton Albury to handle UCLA's on-ball pressure, or this one could get ugly. So I have UCLA. Another one we have is 15th ranked Omaha and 2nd ranked St. John's. St. John's have won games all season long with a high pressure defense that forces turnovers and bad looks on the rim. On the other end, however, St. John's doesn't have the most crisp offense of its own. St. John's shoot notably low percentage from all over the floor, but hammer the offensive glass at one of the nation's highest rates. Omaha's defense struggled all year, ranking 252nd in defensive efficiency. The Mavericks did exactly one and only one thing well defensively this season: protect the glass. Omaha is one of the worst defensive teams in so many areas, but they rank in the top 20 in defensive rebounding, keeping this high energy St. John's team off the glass be made a greater challenge, or St. John's could exploit the issues elsewhere in that Omaha's defense. So expect St. John's to take care of business, but if the Mavericks hang around, the battle of the board is likely the reason. Take St. John's. Next one, it is this one could have a potential upset. So Michigan is coming off winning the Big Ten championship for the first time since 2021 against Wisconsin on Sunday. So we'll undoubtedly have some fatigue against a scoring red-hot UC San Diego team. Yes, I said UC San Diego, not San Diego State. So I want to clear that, by the way. A scorching red-hot UC San Diego team out of the Big West. Michigan has complied 12 wins by 4 points or less throughout the regular season. The Wolverines are a ticking time bomb, in my opinion, and the Tritons will most likely be a favorite best on the road of round of 64. So I have that as an upset. I'm going to pick UC San Diego because I don't see this Michigan team even going farther. And look, I did not expect Michigan to even win the Big Ten conference because they was like a plus 900. And let's see, we got two more games. 14th ranked UNC Washington against 3rd ranked Texas Tech. So the Red Raiders' health could hamstring their explosiveness. Critical starters Chance McMillan and Darian Williams both mixed Texas Tech Big 12 semifinal loss to Arizona. Both players are critical offensive players. So at minimum, UNC Bloomington has the size to compete if Texas Tech is shorthanded. The Seahawks have a two-headed center rotation featuring 7-foot, 280-pound Harlan Obehoa, if I'm pronouncing his name right, and the more bouncy Kamari McGriff. And outside of tough-minded point guard Donovan Newby, all of their guards are 6 foot or taller. That's impressive. So if at least one of McMillan's and Williams to go, I will go with Texas Tech. So I got Texas Tech. And that is it, by the way. Look, that's all the games. So once again, the deadline for your pick'em is this Thursday, March 20th at 12:15 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So this video you are seeing that I just did, that is round one. That was round one. And then tomorrow I'm going to do round two of the round of 64. So like I said, so when you do this pick 'em, it's not like you're doing an NCAA bracket where you're like, oh man, I picked wrong, a bad team, my whole bracket's busted. So no, he's going to keep on playing. So you're going to play the round of 64. Okay, so you can play the round of 64. It's loading up, by the way. So the round of 64, round of 32, Sweet 16, Elite 8, Final Four, and then Championship. So in that order. So and the great thing is you're gonna play those games in the pickup. So pay attention. And I want to say this. I think I did see something. I did say the deadline for those pictures, March 20th. So the spread locks Wednesday at 7 p.m. East Standard Time. So the picks locks at the start of each game. For day one and day two. And then Tuesday and Wednesday, those are the first four. So pay attention to that as well, because there may be a game on that bracket. So this is the first time I actually playing a NCAA pick'em contest on Splash Sports. So since I live in Michigan, so I've been playing Splash Sports since August of 2024. So it'll be almost a year. So after this pick'em, then we'll be doing the NBA tiers contest. That'll be like during the NBA playoffs, NBA finals, conference finals, etc. All right. So you guys have a nice and wonderful day. And don't forget to follow us on social media and also visit our website at 586sports.com for the latest news of what's going on in the world of sports. So take care.